I'm here to share my favorite thing, which is saying that a lesson sucked. To students, not just in the teacher's lounge, not just to that teacher down the hallway that's your confidant and you go to for your mental health support. Okay, so I teach 6th grade math, and the other year was my first year, so I'm going into my 3rd year. And like any other first-year teacher, there was days that felt terrible. And at first, I didn't really know where to go with that, honestly. I would write about it in my own personal journal. I would talk to the other teachers about it. And, I'd pick up the pieces, figure out what was going wrong in the lesson, then make those tweaks along the way. But what kind of changed for me was in early November, I was working with percentages the one day, the lesson was going nowhere, and so kind of out of frustration, I just stopped what I'm doing, and I actually told students, I know this sucks right now. And if you know anything about 6th graders, they're a little bit innocent, so they gave me this look like, what the hell did you just say? Like, is that okay? I don't think a teacher is supposed to do that. So I followed up by saying, look, I'm going to come back tomorrow. I know what I need to do to make this better. And so I come in the next day, and we just started the class with a short discussion. I said, look, I know that might have been hard to hear yesterday, but it was more so for me than it was for you, because when something isn't going right, it's obvious to me, and which means that it's probably obvious to you too, because I'm doing a disservice to you if I'm not admitting when I need to do better. And so from there, we went into the lesson. I had some other things planned. I changed up my questioning. I gave more autonomy to the students, and everything worked well. But then as the year progressed, I found myself, even when a lesson was just kind of mediocre, saying the next day, starting off with that conversation, saying, look, let's talk about why that wasn't the best. And asking students if it really was as bad as I thought it was. And you'll find that, your students will be, they'll put a nice coating of sugar on it when they need to. But it was really kind of something that I found eye-opening, because in the days that followed and in the months that followed, and especially this past year when I started from day one with that mentality, my students really they got to see my humanity a lot quicker. And I think that's something that really we need to bring to the forefront of our teaching, is just communicating that, hey, we're exactly alike with our students. We struggle with things in our teaching, just like as they might be struggling with something in mathematics. We are always trying to get better, and we want the same thing for our students. We talk about all these growth mindsets. How many people are out there who are like, oh, Carol Dweck, you're like the best, or Make It Stick, I love that book. Failure is built into the learning process, and a lot of times I feel like what's absent is we expect our students to be okay with failure, but then how often are we not okay with failure? And how often do we kind of just blow it off, blame the students, blame an activity, blame management, blame time, whatever it is, instead of literally taking that moment to just say to our students, look, I know that wasn't the best, but I'm trying here. And here's what I'm going to do in the future to make sure that that doesn't happen again. Or if it does happen, guess what? How many times have you made a mistake on the same concept 4 months later? So really, that's just what I wanted to leave you guys with, is just be honest with your students about your shortcomings. Be honest with them and just own your failure, but don't let it stop you. Communicate it, be honest with it, so that way you have that other layer of accountability to your practice. Because I know everybody that's in this room is trying to do what's best for their students. And so why not tell your students that? Tell them that you are trying to get better. Thank you.
Tom Jones. Tom Jones?
Tom Hall.
Tom what?
Hall. Hall.